Who says that you can have a better life? Who with otherworldly power, not this world, otherworldly power, told you that your life couldn't be better? It's kind of weird because my camera is facing the mirror and I'm talking to the mirror, but I'm talking to you. Hi bestie. And today I was thinking, I'm gonna scratch my head. Don't look at the kid. So today I was thinking about what to do when you're in a situation where you might not be able to have full control over your environment, or your environment may be kind of fucking with your perception of yourself. And if it's one thing that I've learned over the last 10 years, I'm 30, which is just a fresh adult essentially still, but I've learned that I have to remind myself that I'm enough. I have to remind myself that nobody can tell me that I'm not. You know, like nobody can tell me that I'm not enough. Nobody can tell me that I'm not doing enough. Nobody can tell me that I'm not where I'm supposed to be. So I fell asleep with my makeup last night. I was supposed to film a video and got stuck watching Jason Momoa in Fast X. And if you've seen it, you get it. But let's do our skincare routine together, you know? And this is gonna be the full routine, no cuts, just straight through. And we're gonna talk, okay? So if you haven't done your skincare routine, and I know some of y'all haven't done your skincare routine, or clean your bathroom or something, and let's shoot the shit. So glasses and this makeup look held up so well last night. I'm so mad I didn't get the film. Wash my hands. Don't judge me, judge your mama. I was thinking about my process and journey of everything that I've been through in the last 10 years, and I know life is just beginning, really, because your 20s is for fun and finding yourself. And to me, even though I'm fresh in my 30s, so is my 30s, because I really do believe that life is about exploring and having fun and finding out all the things and none of the bullshit that a lot of people and things and systems try to tell us that it's about. It's about experiencing all of the things that we want to experience. So it's time for us to do that. Literally, that's it. Oh no, where's my... Oh, here it is. This is not the actual product that's in it. It's the Clinique Take the Day Off Cleansing Balm. Now that is really good. But this is something else. I'll put it on the screen. I don't remember what this is. But the Cleansing Balm by Clinique is really good for taking off your makeup as well. For those who don't know, even if you don't have a cleansing balm, if you use oil, Vaseline, CeraVe's healing ointment, if you do the same process, put it on your dry skin and then put water over it, it helps to emoliate. Even if you don't have a cleansing balm, if you use oil, Vaseline, CeraVe's healing ointment, if you do the same process, put it on your dry skin and then put water over it, it helps to emoliate. It helps to break down the makeup and everything in the sunscreen if you use it on your face. It just takes some of that. And I'm in a situation, I have been in a situation the last 5 years, I believe, where I was not in full control of my environment. And it's because grief. It happens, you know? So you don't want to wet your hands when using a cleansing balm unless it specifies you want to go in first with just the cleansing balm on your face and then water after you rub it in. Just tip. But yeah, I'm not in control of my living space yet, because we always say yet. And so having to deal with other people, having to deal with their traumas and their personality traits and their things, and it is a blessing to be able to have certain trying to find a nice word for it. I'll say support. But when it comes to, because there are certain environments we need to be in to realize, unfortunately, and people don't like to hear this, they don't like to say it, they don't like it to be in front of their face, but there are certain situations that we do have, some of us have to be in to know what we will and won't accept, and what we do and don't want out of life. And it is what it is. It is what it is. But also, it can be used depending on the situation, because I know everybody has things that they're dealing with, so I cannot say what people should and should not do. But sometimes it can be a blessing in disguise with how we grow and learn. I don't say heal anymore. I used to, but heal, there's always going to be something to heal from life. You know, we're going to always have to deal with people. So I just say grow and flow. I say flow through life. I prefer that. It just feels better. But there are, sometimes there are things that we can do, can sit in, can resonate with, can marinate on in situations that we don't prefer, don't like. And it can help us to grow and flow to the other side, right? Okay, I love me a good under eye liner. So you can take a Q-tip with some of that on it, or just what's on your face and kind of rub it gently, because you don't want to do too much around the eye, you know, just to loosen up that kohl liner and eyeshadow that I put under there. But the last few years, one second, this is being stubborn. Sometimes you, like life, sometimes you have to concentrate on one area to be able to, you know, clean it up a little bit. And life is so funny the way that it, you know, synchronicities with makeup. But ooh, it got my eye. I realized that, no, I did not have patience. Me and patience, who is she, okay? And it's one thing that I realized that I needed with certain things, you know. Sometimes on the other side of impatience is growth and some good things. And if you're always running, sometimes you might miss out on it. And there's a lot of people who move from place to place, not people who travel, because Sagittarius here and I love to get out and go. I love to travel, I really do. But there are people that you know that they are running, and they're running from something, but they're running from self. And it's not really their fault. I used to be like, oh, you gotta sit and you gotta do it. But really, if you do not have the support, if you never had the support, if you were never able to be told and talked to with love and compassion and say that you deserve, do not rub your eyes hard as I am. I zone out sometimes and forget what I know. Lessons all over the place. Sometimes you gotta course correct. But some people don't have the support and the knowledge to be able to sit and reflect on their life. And I've been very privileged to be able to have that, which is why I'm sharing it. I don't know everything, but I can at least share some of the issues that I've had. So maybe people could be like, huh, you know, that kind of resonates a little bit, or maybe, you know, oh, I've seen somebody like that. Whatever. There are people that I've known in my life, like adults, people who are 20, 30, 40 years my senior, and they were always running, always living someplace new. And at first I was like, oh, that's so cool, because the Sag in me is just like, ooh, travel. I want to be everywhere. And I still do. But I understand them now, because there was a time in my teens, which is why I was so quiet in my 20s. Like, I chilled out. Because from 15 to 19, I was a mess. I was all over the place. Did not love myself. And that's the truth. But I understand them sitting still. And sitting still for me came through force. It came through force after grief. Like, did not have the energy to go anywhere. I was not myself. So for good 4 years, 5 years, I only just wanted to go places in 2021, which I was always out the house. So being forced to sit still 3 years prior to the pandemic happening, I was prepared. And that's not a brag. That's just like I've been sitting on my ass for the last 3 years trying to figure out what the fuck is going on in my brain. So this shit right here, nigga, this shit is easy compared to the shit that I've been going through the last 3 years. And I realized that through social media and talking to people, a lot of people did not have the hell or the privilege, whatever you want to call it, to go through that. And they were forced to. Some people in not ideal situations, which that was you. Come here, hug. Consensual. If you don't want it, you don't have to take it, but cyber hug. Because if that was you in a situation where you could not choose what you were going through, or you could not choose who you were with, and it wasn't ideal, I feel for you. And this is very, what do you call it, very generic to say, but it gets better. And I say it gets better because my favorite thing, optimism as a Sagittarius, who says that you can have a better life? I'm on my tippy toes. I don't want to hear it. Who told you that? Because I'm talking to myself as well. Who the fuck told you that? Who? Oh, that who? Who with otherworldly power, not this world, otherworldly power told you that your life couldn't be better? I've seen it. I've seen it happen. I've experienced it, and this ain't no new age. No. I've literally seen people's lives go from that underworld in America, Adventure Time, if you've seen the show, to peaceful. The missing piece with those people, they had peace money-wise, they had peace house-wise, but they did not have peace up here. And I feel like it's not anything new, but I definitely feel like that if you work on this, everything else works out without you having to work so fucking hard. It's so many people who have money, but they don't have internal peace. Okay, so after you, for those who don't know, even if you don't have a cleansing balm, if you use oil, Vaseline, CeraVe's healing ointment, if you do the same process, put it on your dry skin and then put water over it, it helps to emoliate. I've been drinking wine, so if I get words wrong, emoliate. I know skincare, don't shush. It helps to break down the makeup and everything in the sunscreen if you use it on your face. So once that's done, I prefer the microfiber towels because they're easy to clean, and they're sort of like baby washcloths. You can either rinse your face or wipe it off. But there's a lot of people, like I said, who don't have peace inside, but they have plenty of money, and they're using that money to always, if you are always planning business, if you always planning an escape from your mind, you are not at peace. Granted, we all have different levels of, being able to do things mentally, so I'm not going to act like, oh, if you can't sit by yourself, then you're just hopeless. No. But I've seen people literally have everything that they've worked for and still keep working. Still run themselves in the ground. Still can't sit. And everything that they do is a motive, some type of money-funded motive behind their reason of doing everything because of trauma. And money trauma is real. But when you realize that money is a tool and money is energy, it's kind of hard to understand if you aren't at that process. Because I was just like, what the fuck you mean money's energy? It's paper. Like, what the fuck? But once you get there, there are processes. Some people will, some people won't. That's okay. But being able to figure out whatever it is that you need to help that process, honestly, and I wouldn't suggest this. Trigger warning for those who with drinking problems. Skip over this. I'll say 30 seconds. I'm drinking. When I was in my worst, I drank. And let other people tell you that is the worst thing you can do, drugs and drinking. But honestly, if we being honest, if I didn't, would I be standing here right now? I do not know. I don't know. The one thing that got me to stop was this vain, but everything is vanity, so get over it. I saw what it was doing to my skin. And I got into where I was living in a space with not really good lighting, and I filmed, and so I used studio lights, and I actually looked at my skin under those studio lights and said, what the hell? And I literally said, I don't know what I have to do, but I do not want to be dependent on alcohol. I don't, because look at what it's doing to my face. Look at what it's doing to my face. I'm using the CeraVe. This is not what's in here. The hydrating facial cleanser is what I normally use, but this is the foaming wash for removing makeup. I always keep a travel size in my cabinet just in case, because you never know when you might run out. But yeah, that's what stopped me. That, and I didn't like how I felt long term. I was like, I don't have any energy, and I want to feel better. And if you say that, that's it. Once you say, I no longer want to feel like this, once you say, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired, once you say, I don't want to live like this, there you go. You started whatever process, journey, or whatever else it is that you are supposed to, you know, start. There are some people who say it and don't mean it. And there are some people who, if you're anything like me, when I was fed up with drinking, living in my family's house, and drinking I'm telling the truth right now, half a gallon of vodka. Is that TMI? I don't know. But I don't know what happened. I fought with myself. Make sure y'all get your eyelids carefully. I fought with myself back and forth, but I did not want to feel like that anymore. I didn't. And it took 3 years, I want to say, before I could actually drink without overdoing it. And I never really overdid it. I just drank. I hadn't been sloppy drunk since the first time I drank when I was younger. I don't like that feeling, so I just refused to get there. Don't ask me how. But I realized I wanted to feel better. I wanted to have more energy. I wanted my skin to glow like it does now. And I wanted to feel good without having to depend on something else. You know? Ooh, eyebrow itch. Hold on. Oh yeah, so I'm going to exfoliate as well, because it's been like a day or two. And I like to, if I fall asleep and with my makeup on, I like to exfoliate just to, you know, make sure I get everything. Now I do normally wash my face for about 5 minutes after I put makeup on. A lot of people don't know that you break out, unless it's from an allergic reaction, you don't break out from wearing makeup. You break out from not cleansing your skin enough or well enough. The more you know. So when I do have makeup on, you don't need to go 5 minutes. Honestly, a minute is enough. But my skin be betraying me. So I like to go that extra step and do about 5 minutes. So a minute is enough. Yeah, I literally had to tell myself, I started to cover myself. Like my mother used to say, I'm not a Christian. My mother used to say, cover yourself in the word. I mean, she rest in peace. Cover yourself in the word. Cover yourself in positivity. Not toxic positivity. I'm not going to pretend like nothing is ever wrong. But once you have a constant flow of things that make you feel good without making you feel bad afterwards. I watched Modern Family and The Proud Family and Cinderella with Brandy and all of the things that I enjoyed as a kid that made me feel good for like 2 years straight. Living Single reruns and everything else like that, and skits and vlogs of bunnies and and it sounds cliche, it does I guess to some, but it really helped me. Let me check my eye real quick, because the eyeliner it be holding on better than some friendships. Hold on, I'll put the eyeliner I use down in the bottom, because that stuff is good. And inside your nose, because sometimes makeup be getting up there. I had overindulged in feel good things, feel good movies, things that uplifted my spirit even when I didn't feel so hot. And I noticed over time I wanted to feel more like that, so I started to find other things that made me feel that good. And I've slowly, it took a while, sometimes it will take a while, you have to Be patient because you deserve it. You deserve patience. You deserve to be able to see what's waiting for you when you grow through and flow through whatever it is that you're going through, right? You deserve that. Don't let nobody else tell you differently. So if you don't use a toner, toners are really good. I keep a spray bottle. Target, Walmart. This is the Paula's Choice Advanced Replenishing Toner with hyaluronic acid. Not sponsored, but I love this stuff. And I will cleanse my face. I like to spray it on my hand because some kind of way it makes its way into my eye. I don't know how. When I spray it on my face, it finds a way. So right about now, if I was doing this at night or in the morning, I would brush my teeth and then wash my face again, because sometimes the corners of our mouth and our lips can get toothpaste on it, and that's what can make it dry it out. So I would brush my teeth and then wash my face real quick one more time, or brush my teeth first and then wash my face. But you know, I want to wash my face one more time. But I overindulge, and when I say overindulge, I mean overindulge in feel good things, and I overindulged in food too. And it didn't help that I was on birth control, and that kind of like elevated my weight. I think right about now I weigh about 170 something, and my heaviest I think I was like 240, maybe 250. And I was eating, one part of it was my job. It was. And the other part was not having the energy to get up and fix food and chop food. And that's what I used to do. I used to make salads and all that other good stuff like clockwork. I do now. I just didn't have it in me. And I wasn't thinking about, oh, I could go get frozen fruits. I can go get frozen vegetables and just pop them in the microwave. One thing about it, I lived around the corner from Barland, literally, and we just walk around the corner and get whatever type of food I wanted. And I ate it. Didn't help that I had a supportive partner, but the partner was kind of an enabler. We're just gonna call it what it was. If you know, you know. The partner was an enabler, and they had their own issues. I didn't want to feel bad anymore. I accept when I don't feel as great. You might hear somebody singing. We have a good old family. I wanted to have a little bit more energy. I wanted to be able to get up and not have brain fog, and because I've dealt with that my entire life, and I realized that what I was doing was not helping, like at all. It was making it worse, and I just didn't want that anymore. When they say hairspray, I no longer wish to reside there anymore. I mean, not hairspray, hair show with what's his name? I can't think of his name. And Queen Latifah. I kept telling myself over and over, it's like the affirmations or whatever, you're enough, and you have to believe it, even if you don't. Literally, you have to be like, oh, I know I'm enough. You have to say it like you mean it, even if you just like. You're like, oh, I know I'm good. I'm gonna have everything that I want in my life. I got everything coming to me that's good. The only people that's gonna surround me are good people, and the ones that try to come in my life that ain't good, I'm gonna be able to tell them to kick rocks with no socks on. You have to say it like you mean it. You do. You really do have to say it like you mean it, even if you don't. Don't worry about when you're gonna believe it. Don't worry about what's gonna happen. Even if you worry about it, go do something else. Pop in a movie, or go play with your kids or your dog or your cat, whatever you got, and just let it linger in the back of your head, and don't worry about it too much. I almost forgot to exfoliate. Paula's Choice BHA liquid exfoliant with salicylic acid. This stuff is amazing. Can you focus? No, you're not gonna. Okay, there you go. This stuff it truly is amazing, but you gotta be careful. Start out, if you buy this, start out doing it once a week. I use it about 2 times a week, or 3, depending on what I need, but once a week. Start out, because I burnt my nose one time, and it was not, no, one time. Once you put an exfoliant on, sometimes you may see redness. My skin gets really red here, because this is usually where I need the most exfoliation, because I don't do the deep exfoliation. Usually here and here, but a little light redness and some tingling is very normal, so don't worry. If you start breaking out in hives, go wash your face. and throw and in return get your money back from the stuff because your skin is too sensitive. But once a week is all you need just to test it out. And I would test it out like here maybe, where people can't really see it, you know, or maybe somewhere on your chest where you may be able to hide it. Granted, the skin, it may react differently, but inside of the arm is also a good way to, you know, kind of tell what will react to your body. You can put it in a spray bottle. I normally have plastic gloves for my hands because if you put it on your hands, sometimes it can make your hands peel. It could exfoliate your hands. I've been like going crazy with the hydration, so I'm not concerned. You can also put a serum. You can do the sandwich method. You can do the toner, then the serum, like a thin layer of serum over your skin, and then exfoliate. It kind of helps to keep the irritation at bay. And you can also take some Vaseline around the nose area, the mouth, the inner corner of the eye, and the outer corner of the eye, just to protect those areas, so that to prevent what do you call it, sensitivity. Okay. Now, if you're gonna go play with not play with your cat, but if you're gonna go touch an animal or a child, you definitely want to use gloves or cotton pads for this, and also wash your hands. Okay. You know, the more you see more for yourself, the more you want more for yourself, even if you don't know where it's coming from, the more you're open to going out sometimes or presenting yourself online with your art or whatever it is that you do. The more opportunities that you find that come your way. The more I was open to going out and being about, because that's when I get the most attention and meet the most people. That's when I, of course, being careful who I surround myself with, but that's when I meet the most people who can benefit me and I can benefit them. Same with online. If I don't upload, who won't see me? Who gonna find me? Who gonna be like, ooh, I like this person, I want to work with them? Or, you know, maybe they see something that they could help me with, or vice versa. You never know. So the more you want more for yourself and crave more for yourself, the more you start to notice over time. It's not gonna be overnight. It's not. Over time, that things start to come your way out of nowhere. Like, I can't explain it. You just have to start doing it. Polyglutamic acid serum from the Inkleys list. Love this stuff. It's like hyaluronic acid, but on crack. I just put that all over. And you can let the, if you use a liquid exfoliant or exfoliator, you can let that dry. Or just go in, after you wash your face and do the toner, then you can do serum. But if you do the liquid exfoliant, sometimes I'll let it dry. Yes, I'll go back in with the toner, and then I'll do the serum. My skin has taken a beating over the last 15 years, so shoot, my whole entire life. So I go off with the hydration. You don't have to be as extra as I am, but it works. I let that sink in for about 2 minutes, up to like 15 minutes, if you really want to, you know, let it go all in, and then put on moisturizer and sunscreen if you're going out, and then you're good to go. But it's once you realize that all you have to do is just say, I want more. I'm tired of feeling like this. And then start looking at different ways that you can remove the things that no longer benefit you from where you are. You can't look at what you can't control. You can't. If you do that, you will literally sit in a dark hole. You will. So if you start looking at what you can control, that's it. That's it. It's a lot more than what you think. I promise you. I'm speaking from somebody. I promise. And I'm laughing because that's how true it is. I promise. Just focus on what you can control, because you deserve it. Tell yourself that you deserve more. You deserve to see what else there is. Put the blinders on. Ignore everything that's around you, all the naysayers. If they are talking negative about you, if all they see is negative stuff, cut them off. Cut them off. Don't listen to them. But what did they say? I'm Ray Charles to the bullshit. Cut them off. It might hurt, but it hurts even worse having those people in your lives over 5, 10, 15 years. I swear it really does. But if you can't literally cut them off, create like a cone of silence around you, protection in your own little corner, your own little chair of things that make you feel good, so that you can focus on what you want and not what they're saying. So they can talk, but that don't mean you have to listen. You might hear them, but you can literally in your head be like, I don't care, I don't care, I don't care, I'm not listening, I don't believe you, I know I deserve more, I want more, don't know where it's coming from, but this ain't it. I need to get another moisturizer. CeraVe's moisturizing cream. I blame skincare Twitter because sometimes these don't be on the shelves. I usually use this at night. It's a thick cream, but since my skin, I put some on my hands first because I've been in water. Since my skin has been dry the last few weeks and no control of my own, I do this. Slather it. Yeah, that's it. Once you get tired of dealing with the same old bullshit and you say it and you mean it and you start opening up yourself to the possibilities of what could come, the people you could meet, the things you can create, the things you can do, and only the things that you can control from where you are, that's all you need to do. I've gotten support and blessings and things out of thin air. Things that didn't even come from me. I'm over here trying to work myself half to death and I got people offering me things. And then next, I might have mentioned, I might have brought it up to somebody that knew that person. And it was like, hey, I heard you needed X, Y, and Z. Well, I have this. You never know. And we don't know. And it's scary. And that's also the beauty of it. So, oh, skin feels so much better. I got my drink. I got my movie queued up. If nobody told you, you deserve better. You deserve better. Period. I don't want to hear a rebuttal. Accept it. I already said it. You have no choice. Take it. Walk away. Walk away. And go wash your face. Bye. My skin feels better, even though I can tell that I fell asleep in my makeup. But that's okay. It's alright. We can always start over. Fair enough.